Free Cadastral, written by Corey Brown. It will pay $1.60. And third, Twilight Rose, number 4, probably. And her dividend on Tab Limited at $1.80. The other one, Treasure Time, ran a race too, backed in from about $60 to $30, but has just missed a place. 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the officials, with a Quinella in NSW of $21.80, exact to $60, trifecta $214.20, and the first 4 $1,977.70. The winner, very genuine filly, this by Anna Barr from Steeling, trained by Ronnie Quinton. For the Reid family, B. Mrs. H. and Mr. D.B. Reid, Mrs. D. Fisk and A.J. and Mrs. G.A. Ferguson. Huey Bowman in the saddle and scored in 1:10.09. That has bettered the previous class record of Hot Block, who ran 1:10.80, 34.05 the sectional, and 6 starts for 2 wins, 3 seconds. You'd like to have one like her in your backyard. And more to come, and what a valuable broodmare proposition she'll ultimately be. The Cadastral by Canny Lad from Achieving, John Hawkes, Corey Brown. And Twilight Rose, a night shift filly out of Rose of Maritza. Gee, she's well bred, isn't she? Guy Walter Len Beasley, 9 officially 4th, Treasure Time. And as I said, Autumn Night, she didn't jump well, got up into 4th position, but she was gone at the 600. And, oh well, maybe those horses she beat at Gosford by 7 lengths or a nearest rival. With due respects, the class mightn't have been very strong. Short head here, 1.5 lengths second and the third, as we confirm the official totes for you. Number 2, 970, 220, number 3, 160, and number 4, 180. Quinella, 21.80, exact to $60. The trifecta, 214.20. The first 4, 1,977.70, and the special div on the extra double, $7. And you've got all other news by weight, race number 3.
Ronnie Quinton and Hugh Bowman combine again with fleecing. 970, 220, Cadastral 160, Twilight Rose 180. Quinella 21.80, exact to 60 even, trifecta 214. Those punters who like to take the short odds about the Waterhouse horses are standing in their underwear after the defeats of Spillway and Autumn Night, both horses going under at short odds. Hugh Bowman coming back towards the scales now. The jockey's top weight of 58. Okay, Danny Malecki is getting ready now for his call of race 4 at Moonee Valley.
Thank you, John. A field of 9 here. El Cabello is the favourite, and it has remained relatively firm, although it did drift out but backed in, but that more so is the pattern these days. Pindy Ridge has a good record at Moonee Valley. Shamrocks, number 5, has been backed in, described as a flea by his trainer, John Hawkes. Shamrocks, but he does a pretty good job, and he's well in commission here. He's actually firmed up from his opening quote, Shamrocks, and is now the second favourite on the track. They're moving into the gates. Race 4 at Caulfield coming up, rather Moonee Valley. Caulfield is tomorrow. There is an 8-race card, and of course now known as the Melbourne Racing Club, new look race book, and the first of 8 events at Caulfield at 12:30 tomorrow. Now going into the gates is Soviet Draw. Brassy Jim about to go in with El Cabello and Quencher, and they're soon going to be on their way. 290 El Cabello, 450 Pindy Ridge, 490 Shamrocks, the third favourite, but has been back. They're set to go for the 4th event. All locked away at the 1600. And they're off and racing. Jumping well, Pindy Ridge and Boy Blue and El Cabello, the top weights right up there in the early part of the race. From Soviet Draw and Quencher going forward, from Foreign Affair drifting back, Soviet Sun. Second last, Brassy Jim, and 2 lengths away, Shamrocks, given plenty of time to settle. As they head to the 1300, El Cabello's in front of Boy Blue, and Quencher goes up third. 2 lengths away, Soviet Draw, Pindy Ridge 5th on the fence. 1.5 Foreign Affair, then Soviet Sun, Brassy Jim, and about 3 lengths away, Shamrocks. El Cabello settles in front with 1100 to travel and leads 2 lengths to Boy Blue, 2.5 lengths to Quencher, and then a couple of lengths away, Soviet Draw on the outside of Pindy Ridge. Next, Brassy Jim, Foreign Affair, it's inside, 3 lengths to Soviet Sun and Shamrocks. but it's El Caballo making play. The tote favourite heading down the side, 900 to go. Leads 1.5 lengths on Boy Blue, 2 lengths to Quencher. Pindy Ridge is fourth, and around it Soviet Draw, then Brassy Jim and Foreign Affair. 3 lengths to Shamrocks, 10 off the lead. Inside of it and struggling Soviet Sun. But it's El Caballo, 1.5 lengths in front of Boy Blue, 500 out. Quencher third, then Pindy Ridge the inside of Soviet Draw, Brassy Jim 3 deep. As they run up to the bend, and then Foreign Affair. Shamrocks is a mile back. El Caballo leads up to the turn. Boy Blue's a length away. Leader travelling well. Pindy Ridge is third. Inside of Quencher. Turning for home, though. El Caballo scoots 2 lengths in front of Boy Blue. Pindy Ridge to the outside, then Quencher. But it's El Caballo, the leader, from Boy Blue, Pindy Ridge. El Caballo going strongly in another leader's home. El Caballo 2 lengths to Boy Blue. Pindy Ridge third. Quencher fourth. Then Brassy Jim, Soviet Draw. Next in was Shamrocks, and then Foreign Affair, and tailed off Soviet Sun. They've all won today by leading. And the top weight, El Caballo, with Peter Mertens, has done it all the way with 58 kilos. Pretty comfortably. There never looked a serious threat to it. Boy Blue stuck to its task pretty well, and Pindy Ridge just wasn't close enough to issue the challenge. And Mick Price with a training double, having produced Mighty Fine. And she carried 58 kilos to win race number 2. Placings are 1, 6 and 3. Fourth home was number 8, and that was Quencher. And fifth in was number 4, and that was Brassy Jim. El Caballo's 8th win from 25 starts. He's a 5-year-old by El Moxie out of Tango Rhythm. Second in number 6, Boy Blue, Danny Nikolic. It stuck on well, but again raced on the speed. And Pindy Ridge has run third. So we had the previous winner, Leather Lane, who ran favourite, but it led all the way. Race 2, Mighty Fine, carried the 58 kilos by leading all the way, and so did C Senor. So certainly a pattern there. 4 races, and the 4 winners have led all of the way. 1, 6 and 3 are the numbers on race 4.
The old boy was never going to get beaten. El Caballo led run since, in all fairness. But it's hard to get a big rap for him, nevertheless. He's at $4.10, Contender $4.90, Banker Under Fire $6.20, and Gelignite Jack $6.40. They're the 4 with most friends. Ron Dufficy's late mail, numbers 11, 1, 10 and 2. Here's Ian at Rosehill Gardens.
Thank you, John. And Contender well backed here. Second pick on the tote at the moment. Number 11, $4.70, $2. Firm favourite on course. Tote favourite is number 10 at $4.20, and that is Bond. John, I was just commenting to our radio audience that previous winner at Kembla, Little Madame, by octagonal out of Insomniac, the first of the octagonal foals to be born, and they're having her first run today. She was able to score at Kembla, written by Alan Robinson. Little Madame, the first of the Occy foals to be born. Okay, well, they're moving in here for this, the 4th event of the day. And on the tote in New South Wales, number 11, Contender, who's played the secondary role to Bond right throughout betting, is gradually closing in on Bond. Only 10 cents away now, but is the clear favourite in the betting ring. Now with more money jumping in, number 11, Contender, $4.30 and $2. Number 10, Bond, $4.40 and $1.60. Last start, Contender ran second here, written by Corey Brown to Music Star. And Corey rode Bond last start, went 4th behind Agile. I suppose his allegiance to the Hawk stable may have led him to ride Bond today. He's been picking up a number of rides for Crown Lodge, and certainly with happy results. Well, Festive Night is not keen to go in. Banker Under Fire has met with good backing here, one of the Gerald Ryan string. And Banker Under Fire has been quite well tried in the ring on the totalisator. Number 5 is currently showing at $5 and $2.10. Now Festive Night has consented. Race prior to this went to Fleecing. Number 2, Hugh Bowman, beat 3 Cadastral, 4 Twilight Rose, 9 ran 4th. Plea won the second, number 3, and number 3 eminently took out the first. So winning riders, eminently Corey Brown, Jimmy Cassidy, Plea, Fleecing, Huey Bowman. Lenny Beasley riding the favourite here, Contender. We're waiting for Lender Crown, Bondi Iceberg and Regal Alliance to move in. Up goes Lender Crown, the New Zealander. Bondi Iceberg comes forward now, raced by, or in partnership by John Singleton. And Maxley is training Regal Alliance. It comes up and everything is set for action. This is race 4 from Rosehill Gardens. There's quite a lot of activity out towards gate 10 or 12. Hard to see what it is from here. Anyway, the starter goes to his stand. Presses the button, they're off this time, and not a bad line. Shadow Play, one of the best to break. The favourite out well, Contender. Banker Under Fire's going up quickly, and so's Argentina, not far away as Betrilled. Then Rip On By, followed by Gelignite Jack, Festive Night, Bond and Ika Matua. 2 lengths further back is Chandru, followed by Lender Crown and Bondi Iceberg. And last of all is Regal Alliance. They race to the 1,000 marker, and the favourite is the leader. That's Contender, a length Argentina. The well-tried Banker Under Fire third. Wider is Gelignite Jack, Shadow Play the inner from Betrill, and then wider out Bond, followed by Rip On By, and then comes Ika Matua, Festive Night. A couple to Bondi Iceberg on the outside of Chandru, second last Lender Crown, and a length the Regal Alliance. This is the order. They are coming to the 600 marker, and Contender loping along. 3/4 Argentina. Gelignite Jack third from Banker Under Fire, Betrill, and then Shadow Play Bond. Ika Matua, Festive Night, Rip On By, Bondi Iceberg, Chandru, and then Lender Crown and Regal Alliance straightening up, and little Lenny Beasley pops the big question to Contender. It's shifting ground, it's 2 away from the inside. Plenty of room for Banker Under Fire and G-Boss to come through. Banker Under Fire threatening Contender, and then Argentina and Bond is rattling home. Banker Under Fire, a nose in front of Contender. Banker Under Fire just wins. Yep. Banker Under Fire, I reckon, a nostril Contender. Dead heat third, Argentina and Bond. Followed home then by Betrill, Bondi Iceberg, and then Lender Crown. Ika Matua followed home by Rip On By, and then came Shadow Play, followed by Gelignite Jack, Festive Night, Chandru, and Regal Alliance finished at the tail of the field. Stand by for placings. Race number 4 today. Good finish. And Banker Under Fire, number 5, has just been able to win by the naked eye from my position short of the line, but hang on to your briefs until we get it officially, because Banker Under Fire and the other one have had a real duel, but Banker will get it. And yep, there's the number 5, Banker Under Fire, owned by well-known trotting identity Greg Brody. Greg's had some marvellous horses on the harness front, and anyway, he owns this particular horse and has been very heavily backed. 5, 11, 10, 12 are the numbers. Banker Under Fire, G-Boss for Gerald Ryan, $5 210. 11 second. Contender, written by L. Beasley, has paid $180. Number 10 Bond is third, written by C. Brown, $160. Number 12 was the official fourth, Argentina. 5, 11, 10 and 12. 1:23.27 was the overall time there, and the class record 1:22.4 sectionally. Again, a reasonably good run. Oh, it's hard to say. It looks like there's a couple of dots missing on the infield timer. It looks like 33.49. 33.49. And the winner, having its fourth run back from a spell, was very confidently laboured here today by British Banker from Lady Camilla, and has scored narrowly but nicely. The favourite Contender led today and battled on very well, and Bond looked a fleeting chance at the 100, just died on his run over that last period. 5, 11, 10, 12, 6 and 15 are the superfecta numbers, and here are the official totes for you. Number 5, $5 and $2.10. Number 11, $1.80, and number 10 paid $1.60. Let's do the extra double first because it's on a different page. Extra double 2 into 5, 52.20. 52.20. Now the Quinella $8.90 with the trifecta at $80.60.
Right, Ian, thank you. Glenn Boss coming back on the winner there. And Banker Under Fire knocked out Contender. Bond just getting up for third. Quinella $8.90, Exacta $19.10, trifecta $80.60. Righto, Victoria Park update. And it's Divine, Chalonnaise, Lazophony and Blue Orchid. Here's Danny Malecki.
Thank you, John. Just Divine, number 4, is favourite, opened up very short. Chalonnaise is the second favourite. A bit of specking for number 6, Blue Orchid. It's into $8.20, but that's good value. And then Lazophony the next in the market. It's a 1,000-metre race, the 5th event at Moonee Valley. And they're about to start moving into the gates. My Kirana on screen, number 9, at about $21 at the moment. Field of 10, the scratching cash crop number 2. It's the Paul Kelly Concert January 24 handicap, race number 5. Chalonnaise has drawn back gate number 1. It's moving into the stalls. And Just Divine about to come up. Spine Tingler going into the gates. The previous was won by El Cabello. Mick Price having a good run at the moment. He's had 16 winners in town this season. Mick Price, who's prepared a double today, El Cabello and Mighty Fine. And Mick has Intelligent Star online for the Rubiton Stakes next week. And it might also go with his stablemate Chattanooga into the Carline Stakes here at Moonee Valley on the 24th of January. The Australia Day program, the Carline Stakes. So 24 winners last year in town for Mick Price, 16 this year, so he's well on target. Race 5 is over 1,000 metres, Just Divine. Popular pick here, has consistent form, placed 14 of 24. Drawn nearer the inside. Shimo Star was riderless and it's going into the gates. Most of the others are ready, if not all of them are locked away. Chalonnaise has drawn 1. Just Divine in 2. The 2 favourites, the inside gates. The last one up is Hunger Strike, a mare from Wagga. Darren Goutsey aboard, it goes in. And they're just about ready to run. Race 5. All set to go. Favourites, the inside 2 gates. El Cabello won the first leg of the quaddie, number 1. Racing. Chalonnaise a little slow. Just Divine jumped quickly. Blue Orchid with good speed in the early part. Wider on the track was My Kirana and also Hunger Strike just a little bit deeper out. Just Divine ending up about 5th now as they try to settle down and going through nearer the inside. It's Hunger Strike taking up the early running from My Kirana and Blue Orchid 2 lengths to just a little bit Chalonnaise. Just Divine drifts back and it's now running 6th, and then came Shimo Star, La Zophany, 5 lengths Spine Tingler and 4 away Winsong Dancer. Approaching the 400, My Kirana's wide, Blue Orchid in the centre, Hunger Strike the inside, peeling off them just a little bit. Chalonnaise is badly blocked, it needs a run, and then Just Divine who's running up into it, and Shimo Star round the outside. Chalonnaise can't get a run through on the inside, just a little bit went to the lead. Just Divine is after it, Shimo Star wider out, but Just Divine pounced on the leaders as La Zophany makes ground. Just Divine kicked away from La Zophany, and Just Divine goes on to score and beat La Zophany. Photo third, possibly Spine Tingler, just in front of just a little bit, and Shimo Star and Chalonnaise had no luck, blocked in on the rails. Then came Hunger Strike and Winsong Dancer with My Kirana and Blue Orchid. 59.4 the time, and Just Divine had a clear run, which was important. The other favourite, Chalonnaise, I'm sure she would have been in the finish, but there was no run for her, and Just Divine swept up. La Zophany's put in a good performance first up, Adrian Patterson to get into second, and number 10 does get third, Spine Tingler, and it was 5 lengths off the main pack at about the halfway mark, so it's done a good job to get into third spot. 4, 1 and 10 are the numbers. Number 8 runs 4th just a little bit after hitting the lead on the home bend, but Just Divine had the right sort of form, and the money was for her today. About $2.90 for the win and $1.20 the place, about $2.20 for the runner-up and approximately $5 for third, but a clear win for the Gold Coast trained Just Divine, a 4-year-old mare by Just Awesome out of Belle de Retz. Coming wider on the turn, but there was 3 abreast sharing the lead. They're all long odds in the market, so they were expected to get tied, one would have thought. Just Divine was camped off them about 5th, but off the rails importantly, whereas Chalonnaise wasn't, and made it impossible for it to get a run. $2.91.20 Just Divine on Super Tab, $2.20 La Zophany, $5 Spine Tingler, Quinella $10.90, Exacta $16.60, and the trifecta $187.20. Favourite home there, and the second favourite without much luck. The running double returns $8.80 on 1 and 4. 4, 1 and 10, race number 5 at Moonee Valley.
Thanks, Danny. Smart win, smart horse. Just Divine, a 4-year-old mare by Just Awesome, trained by George Osborne on the Gold Coast, and that's win number 5. And Wayne Treloar up. Wayne's unmistakable style with that head-bobbing action that he's always had right throughout his successful riding career. And his
Arbitrage, it's in, and we're all set for the CVD Treasurer's Handicap. Portfolios in New South Wales, 190-120, has drawn the inside. All Cerise, Corey Brown carrying on Portfolios. And away they go, and the favourite jump very swiftly, Portfolios. How I wonder, actually, first out, Mukarina going up to lead now. Portfolios and pillaging handy, and going fast, Kapitza settling Mukarina, taken on by the Victorian gelding Pillaging, who's a neck away second, Kapitza third, Portfolios fourth, then Make Me a King. How I Wonder's dropping off, followed closely by Al Megdam, and then Sportsman, Real Asset, and last of all is Arbitrage. They come down the side of the 600, and Mukarina just the leader, about a neck or so on Pillaging. 3 Kapitza, a length and a half away. Next is the favourite Portfolios. On the inside of Make Me a King, 3 or 4 Al Megdam, hard ridden, and a long gap to the last quartet, Sportsman, How I Wonder, Arbitrage and Real Asset into the stretch. 300 to go now, and Pillaging doing better than Mukarina, but Brown's got the favourite Portfolios off the fence and is going after the Victorian Pillaging. Pillaging from Mukarina, Portfolios taking a while to unwind. Pillaging still in front, Portfolios can't get him. Mukarina's fighting back, but it's Pillaging. The Victorian gelding's too good for them, and Pillaging from Mukarina and Portfolios, I think he's looking for much longer. He's run third, then Sportsman, Al Megdam, Kapitza, Arbitrage, Real Asset, Make Me a King at Absolute was How I Wonder. Well, another favourite's gone under. The winner of race number 5 here is the Victorian gelding Pillaging, ridden by Brian York for Lee Friedman, and it has paid $3.70 and $1.40. Number 2 Pillaging by Marauding from Preview, Kenmare Mare, and as I say, trained by Lee Friedman, enjoying a wonderful season, isn't he, Lee? Has clocked 1:03.62. By gee, I tell you what, they've put paid to the course record, the class record, nice and easily here. Blur last Saturday ran 1:04.09, and this bloke this afternoon's run 1:03.62. Numbers up now, 2941. Pillaging B York first. Number 9 Mukarina battled on very well. Barb Joseph, Rodney Quinn aboard, $4.40. And I thought Portfolios was disappointing third. Corey Brown, I think he's a horse probably needing to put it all together as far as maturity is concerned, and absolutely crying out for longer than 1100. And he has paid $1.20. The first 4 with 2941, $1,320.90. The Quinella $75.10. Exacta $130.10. $254.80 is the trifecta. The race is over, Bruce. No more for that favourite, please. All right, the time.
Now, Little Perla going in. Our Guided Missile has the all-white colours here, and it's out of the line. Previous event won by Just Divine pretty comfortably. Wayne Trelaw, trained by George Osborne, who's been training for about 4.5 years now. Was at Kembla, then at Rose Hill. Been based at the Gold Coast for the last 2 years. He and his wife Adrienne, and they produced a winner at the Gold Coast earlier on in race 3, so they've had 2 winners today. He's in Melbourne for a couple of months on a visitor's pass. They're racing in the 6th. And getting out well on the ranch out wide from Go On Spending, and Cousin Elf is booting through nearer the inside with Gattaca. Zarovic in the green colours about 5th. Then Sir Talak on the inside, a length further back. To All Luster, another 2 lengths. Atomic Man, Little Perla, Renoir Vista beaten for speed, and so too Our Guided Missile. 4 lengths away last. On the ranch in front, a half a length to Cousin Elf. 2 lengths to Go On Spending, who travelled up well third. Zarovic wide from Gattaca the middle, Sir Talak the inside. Then All Luster from Atomic Man, Renoir Vista, Little Perla. 3 lengths away, Our Guided Missile. About 400 to travel. Cousin Elf on the inside of On the Ranch. 2 lengths to Go On Spending. Zarovic the outside. Sir Talak is right there on the rails. And then All Luster, and next is Gattaca from Renoir Vista. On the turn, Cousin Elf on the ranch, a length away, Go On Spending coming from Zarovic. All Luster, Renoir Vista's made ground, then Sir Talak. Go On Spending after Cousin Elf. Cousin Elf, Go On Spending, Sir Talak late. Cousin Elf in front. Cousin Elf just won it from Go On Spending and Sir Talak, who had trouble getting a clear run in the straight. Then Renoir Vista and Zarovic. Next home was Gattaca. It wasn't really a threat. Next, Little Perla from On the Ranch, who weakened. All Luster and Atomic Man with Our Guided Missile. 58.8 the time. Fighting effort from Cousin Elf. Brett Preble sharing the lead. And with Sir Talek getting out and really lifting that last little bit, and Go On Spending with Paddy Payne trying to lift it over the post as well. Cousin Elf has staved them off, number 9, to win it narrowly. 9 is the winner, Cousin Elf, by Luskin Star out of Auntie Mary, that great mare. She was a very popular mare, Auntie Mary, trained by Alex Aquilina, and the mother of Cousin Elf, Auntie Mary was. It's had 11 starts for 4 wins. I remember this horse, I think it was at his debut run. He won by some extraordinary amount, a dozen lengths or so on debut. There was a huge rap on him, but he might be starting to realise that potential. Second in is number 3, Sir Talak, and 2 Go On Spending is third. 9-3-2, busy finish. Fourth in 7, Zarovic, who was wide all the way, so it did a good job to finish as close as it did. Number 9 at about 10-10 and 270, Cousin Elf. $1.70 for Sir Talak, and Go On Spending running third with a place tote around the $2 mark, a $1.80 mark. Quinella $33.50, Exacta $83.60, Trifecta $185 even. So there wasn't a lot in it. Probably looking at a half a head by a half a head, but Cousin Elf just prevailing. 9-3-2 on race 6, the Country Sprint Trophy.
Right, Dan, thanks.
Moment, Corey was kicked at the barrier. He's still receiving attention over there from one of the paramedics to his right foot. The boot is off, and they've got the horse back into the enclosure, Noble Touch, and they're trying to seek a suitable replacement. We'll call you back the moment we have more news.
Okay, well, fortunately,
Like the Hawks camp usually sort of keep their horses fit, and look, he's worked well during the week, and he's fit enough. He should run well.
Brendan, good luck.
No worries, Tom.
Brendan Fennick, and he won on Leather Lane, and he may make it a double on Ottoman in the upcoming event.
right, Alf, thank you. Now they're 4 minutes behind the 8 ball at Rosehill Gardens. Noble Touch has arrived there. Note the change of colour, the white colours with the Sydney Turf Club logo and a white cap. But Carnegie Express, winner of 2 from 3 so far, and a horse with a quiet rap on him. $2.10. Let's see if he can vindicate the short odds on offer. Here's Ian Craig.
Darren Beedman's replaced him on Noble Touch, and they're all set, ready to go. 1,800 ahead of them here. Should be off at any moment. No. Carnegie Express's stablemate Summer Alice has come out. She lashed out, and she's come out of the barrier stalls. Best back to beat her stablemate Summer Alice. Carnegie Express on tab limited 210. Summer Alice 450. Both horses looking for the hat trick. Now Summer Alice goes in again for Brian York, and again we look set for action. No, Summer Alice got out again. Well, this has been chock full of incident leading into race number 6. Now again, we look set. Yep, they're off this time. And Carnegie Express was last out of the barrier stalls, conspicuously last. And as they settle down, the roughy Dynamic Princess, the leader, taken on by Summer Alice. Then comes Chiraga, followed by Master Maestro, and wider out as Carnegie Express from Arboretum, Dee Win. And Noble Touch is starting to get a move on, is going up into about 4th position, and Octessa drops to the rear. To the back of the track at the 1,400 metre marker, and the leader is Dynamic Princess, but Noble Touch going up swiftly for replacement rider Darren Beedman. So swiftly, in fact, it's the leader now. And along to the 1,200, Noble Touch by a length on